Drugs. Well, I would hang out with people that otherwise I really didn't like or wouldn't want to hang out with because they could get stuff or they had money. And that's pretty despicable because later in life, I mean, you really don't make a lot of relationships that last. You really don't make a lot of true friends doing that, and that's a big regret I have, and that's something I'm still left to live with, is the lack of relationships because of drugs, because just the way that we treated each other. It's not just me. I believe that in the drug culture, you really don't make a lot of true friends, but a true friend is a valuable thing when you try to quit.
I mean, used to, you could get it. You could be hitchhiking up the road and get it. You probably still could. I mean, everywhere you look, you go in certain places, every house you look at, you can probably get something.
It ended divorce because of some violence.
There's me.
Oh, and there's TJ.
Me.
He wasn't old enough to be in school yet.
Well, when I was growing up, it was hard because I didn't have a father. I couldn't go fishing. I couldn't, learn how to shoot a gun. Couldn't work on cars. And I don't know. I remember sometimes when he used to hit my mom and hit my sisters and me. But I guess the hard thing was about losing a father figure in my life.
At first, it's a group thing. It's something friends do, and it releases chemicals in the body that daily or life experiences do also. Cocaine feels like love. Marijuana feels like no worries. Drugs have an emotion or a mood that goes with them, but that's at first, because they are replacing a chemical in your body that does that for you. Then your body stops producing those chemicals, and you need the drugs just to feel normal or close to normal, and you have to use them very often to feel that way. And if you quit, your body is just completely out of whack. So at first, drugs feels good. It feels like many different things. But then towards, after you've used them a while, they all feel like just misery. They just all feel like a thorn in your side.
When you just get, I guess it's like you go to parties or something, it's there, you try it. Just to be around the people, just to try it. Then you get to liking it, and then you start doing it more and more. That's the only right, I guess that's the reason I done it.
Not really. I try to block it out because it's a part of my life I don't want to remember. But I can remember some things, like him going out in the back and he was saying he's working on something important and you can't go back there without him getting mad. Just little things like that. It was just a scary time for me. Something I try not to remember.
Well, he started out as prescription medicine. Then he had some discs, was acting up because he used to work in the mines a little bit, and his back got messed up. And he started taking prescription pain medicine. Then after a while, that didn't work. Then he go to the doctor, try to get him stronger. That wouldn't work. Then the doctors quit doing that because they're afraid they get addicted. Then he started going to your corners that where you can pick up dope, anything that you can, for pain.
I think this is a caring area. I think there's a lot of people who really care and a lot of people who are really willing to reach out and help. But, we're going to have to get jobs in that's going to pay more than minimum wage for people to make it. And that's basically a bottom line, The poverty level is going to have to get better for people to be able to feel better about it because they're going to have to be able to support their families.
And that's the whole problem. There's nothing here, and drugs is the easy way out.
I mean, now it's mostly younger people getting into it. There's nothing around here for them to do. I don't think, really. even when I was in high school, there was nothing to do. You know what? On a weekend, what do you want to do? Go party? There's nothing here. There's not even like in a city or something like that. You could go to a mall or something. Here you can't do that. You go to Walmart till what, 11 o'clock and go home? Biggest threats. Start using again. I guess that would be it. Cause you got people that comes around that don't care. Cause they're using and they want you to use with them. I mean, you gotta like change who you hang around with. You gotta change your life totally. I mean, you can't, like the places you used to go, can't go there. It's like now I stay more at home or with my family or something like that. Cause cause I don't want to be around it, cause I'm afraid if I'm around it too much, I'll do it.
I talked to a man today, and he's been in rehab twice, and he's been out of the workforce for a while. He's got 2 children that he's trying to support. He just got hired with an oil company that does a drug test with the hire where they can go back, I think it's like 6 months. And he passed that test, and he starts work Monday, but it'll be a month before he gets a paycheck. Well, now, the Division of Child Support's coming down on him over his child support. His truck payment's behind, way behind, and he's having problems paying his bills. He said, I done better when I sold pills. He said, because I knew my bills would be paid and I wouldn't be locked up for not supporting my children. And he's a user. So now he's saying, he's at that breaking point of either being able to go on forward or going back into the same lifestyle that he's trying to get out of. And there's nobody that other than his family that, and they're angry at him because of all that he's been through to start with. There's nowhere for him to turn to go, and it's right at a dangerous point for him of which way he's going to go.
His attitude started changing. Hateful, anything sometimes, but snap, make him, hateful with us. So then, when he would go get what he needed, things would get better. Won't say the best, but better than what it was. And then when he got to where what he went and got run out, he'd start being mean again. Then as time went, each time he went to being mean, he got worse.
She told me when I was young, but I couldn't understand it at the time. I was too young, I couldn't comprehend it in my mind. But as I grew older, she kept telling me, he hit her and things like that. And I just found out recently that he was on pills.
If ocean was whiskey and I was a duck, I'd drive to the bottom and never come up. Beef steaks when I'm hungry, corn liquor when I'm dry, pretty girls all around me, sweet heaven when I die.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to be not like my father. I guess that's my goal in life. I'll be the nicest, caring person I ever done. Because for me, it's like I gotta make up for his actions. I guess that sounds dumb, but I want to make up for his actions.
Seeing my children going up against the wall, being up, giving a spanking for no reason. So it got to where I knew some people were gonna get badly hurt. And then the last time that he hit me, I ended up having a stroke. I went to the hospital. I said, if I get out, I was out, and I was going to stay out.
I mean, before I quit using, I had close family, like first cousins and stuff die. OD and stuff, like 6 or 7 of them in the last 5, 6 years. That didn't bother me. It bothered me, but I didn't quit. Then, I had to go to jail and lay in there, and then, you come off all of it, and you feel like you're dying and stuff. Then there for about 3 months, you don't feel right in the head, then you finally get to feeling normal, and it's like, damn, I missed all that. I ain't felt this since I was a kid.
Well, if drugs taken from me that I can't get back. I thought about that, and my grandmother, she got cancer, about when I was a sophomore in college, or high school. She got cancer when I was about a sophomore in high school. And that's when I was getting high every day. And she came to live with us, and, you know, I had this opportunity to spend, you know, the last couple years of her life with her because she was there at the house. But I was so ashamed of using drugs that I couldn't talk to her ever because I was always high. And me being ashamed of being high and not talking to my grandmother made me feel so terrible that the only relief I found was in more drugs. It was a temporary fix, but the shame I felt because I didn't spend time with my grandmother made me use more. So this whole time I was just getting high, caring about my grandmother, worrying about her, knowing that she would probably die. She was pretty far gone with the cancer. And I believe drugs took, you know, the last opportunity I had to spend with my grandmother from me. And it's my own fault, but I found comfort in drugs, and I hid from my own problems with drugs through drugs. So I believe drugs took those last couple years I could have spent with my grandmother from me.
And then, you know, around here there's not many people that, they say they want to help you, but like, there's a few that will help you, but there's a lot that acts like there's nothing wrong. And there's a lot of people that says there's no problem in Letcher County with drugs. I don't know where they've been, but, you know, I mean, common sense will tell you the jail holds, 54 people? And it's got 100 and some in it. So, you know, I mean, they ain't there for not going to Sunday school.
I'm not saying y'all go on and on and on making mistakes, but you should be given a chance to correct it. Because everybody makes mistakes, whether it's drugs or what. Just give people a chance.
That using drugs, if we ever feel like that we're a bad person because we use drugs, that's enough to keep us using drugs the rest of our life. And that you're not a bad person if you have to use something to get high, because we all need something that we do that makes us happy. Drugs is a very quick fix, but there's other things that are a lot more worthwhile and make the world a better place to live in. Like riding bicycles.
Ought to lay down my old guitar. Ought to lay down my old guitar. If I could tie it to my side, I'd take it home. In a lonesome bed. Well, I'm sick in a lonesome bed.
I'll tell him that.
Well, I've got